And here we are. What's up, Angelica? What's up? Leah and Lenny? Hi. Do I have any mods here? What am I doing? Honestly, I'm up to no good. Per usual. We gotta watch some funny videos.
Cops show up to rescue some kids from a house of horrors. No words. Let's get to it. I see how bad it is.
Guys, hit that like button. It helps your girl tremendously.
You don't have bigger problems than us. We have officers here. Or for a dirty house.
It's undirty. Get rid of all your dogs and all your pets. On May 24th, 2023, officers responded to a residence following a report of a child living in extremely unsanitary conditions. Sheriff's office.
Oh, here we go.
How's it going? Don't get excited and close the door.
Are you Robert?
Are you Robert?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're with Child Protective Services. My name's Jordan. This is Kristen. Law enforcement's here for our own protection and
it always amazes me how they walk out like clueless as to why they are here. That always just it's like you just block this out or you just deem this okay.
and for your protection as well. So the reason that we're here is we had received a complaint about the conditions of your home and for the safety of your daughter about some unsanitary living conditions.
Yeah.
So, is your daughter here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your daughter's name? Isis? Is that her name? Right? Isis. Okay. Is Tiffany Bailey home as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You want me to bring her?
Okay. She's going to need to come out and speak with us as well, but we're also going to need see the inside of your residence tonight as well, because the complaint is pretty serious that you guys have some cockroaches inside.
Oh, shit.
For Mom. Yeah.
Bombed. Okay. But before we can, leave tonight, we're going to have to see and walk through to make sure that the conditions are safe for ISIS to remain
Okay, but
here tonight.
if it wasn't safe, that you decided it wasn't, then what?
Then we would need to make appropriate arrangements for your daughter.
Okay.
Oh,
And that's
snap.
family members or friends, and we can discuss that, but we need to evaluate the safety of your daughter. Okay?
How many dogs he got in there? That's what I'm sitting here thinking right now. Like, goodness gracious, bro. All I hear is dogs. But I can't pinpoint how many.
Can you grab Tiffany right now? Okay. How many dogs do you have inside the residence?
Hey, I see how bad it is. Just leave the door open.
Yeah.
Listen.
They must have hella dogs.
I see what it is. I'm not letting you close
Hey,
the door.
Damon.
That's fine. People forget. I just don't
I know. I'm not letting you close.
let the dogs get out.
You're up for it?
Do you have the dog?
Go ahead and yell for her. Go ahead and get the dogs. Yo, for the cop to see it from the door.
The door.
Scares me as to what we're about to walk into.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Shoot, if you open the doors, the dogs may run out to escape at that point.
Are you Tiffany? I'm Florida. This is my coworker, We're with Child Protective Services. Law enforcement here.
Can't even hear anything.
He's putting them on. They're keeping the door.
I've seen too much.
Okay. So why don't you step over here and talk?
You hide the cat, the dog, the kid.
Because your daughter is living here in the conditions, and we can see inside the residence. I know, it's true. It is. All right. So, we're obviously going to walk through. We're going to take some pictures. And
That's hilarious.
see inside the residence. We're going to have to make some alternative measures where your daughter can stay. Where is your father and mother? Their name? Because you can call them. We'll need to call our supervisor and do like a CPS check real quick. If they don't have any criminal history. Okay. Have they ever had any protective services? Any cases or anything? Okay.
Yeah, hide your kids. Hide your wives.
Has Isis, does she have a relationship or otherwise with them? Okay, she good now, man. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to go in there, but it would be great if Isis, you know, if you go.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the dogs barking is.
I can't hear her either.
It sounds like the dogs are telling on them.
It
Like,
does.
they're telling the story from the inside.
It
They
does.
won't shut up because they was like, yes, we've been rescued. I'm telling, like, she did it, he did it. Like, the conditions is bad. We've been wanting
This
to get
guy
out
is
here.
so
They've been holding
funny.
us hostage. The dogs are back there telling, interview the dogs right now.
Interview
They'll
the
tell you the truth.
dogs. If only animals could talk. For real.
Can you go grab Isis for us? Okay. Can you go get Isis for us right now? He's not. Can you go get her? Can you go get her? Yeah. Thank you.
They can't even go in and get the girl themselves.
You're fine. You're okay.
Oh no.
Hi. Hi. I'm Jordan.
Come over here with your mom.
You can stay with her.
Yeah. Mom's coming with you.
Hello. Want me to come over to you?
That's all right.
She's so scared.
This is my friend Kristen.
She's so underweight. If any of you are watching this, Jamie, and if you're watching this, look at her little legs.
What is that? Okay, all right. Well, do you...
But it's going to take ever.
Hey,
Okay.
Mom, get up.
All right. So we do need a phone number for Clara and Lauren.
your mom and dad? Yeah.
Do you want to just go ahead and have them start this way
Yeah.
to get her?
Yeah, it does.
Hey, Isis, can you tell me how old...
That sucks, bro. Because the kid doesn't know any better. They don't know that
You're
they're
fine.
living in horrible conditions. They don't know that. All they know is this is home, and I guess this is how it's supposed to be. They don't know that they're endangered, their health. Like, they're living in things that could jeopardize their health, long-term, short-term, unsanitary. They don't know. And all they feel is that you're trying to come take them away from their parents that they know and love. Like,
Yeah.
this is what sucks about this.
Yeah.
While the parents have to do better for the sake of your kids. Because a lot of times you hear the stories of, well, I fell into a depression, and that's why when things got bad for me, and this, that, and the third. But if you don't do it for you, do it for your kids, though, at least. The ones that don't know no better.
You are? You're 8? That's pretty cool.
She's 8 years old.
What you've been doing this year? Have you been doing anything?
How did they get this far? Like, they've... That's baffling to me. This shit doesn't just happen overnight. You know, hoarding situations don't just happen overnight. Those are situations that have taken years to get to that point.
You have a brown dog? Snickers?
I used to have a dog named Snickers too.
We can tell him what happened. What happened with this house? I'll explain to him.
It's okay. I'm just trying to calm her down because she's really scared. I'd rather not talk about the house because we're going to have a conversation about the house once she's
I
calmed
know.
down.
I just want to explain to you how it started.
Okay.
I got really sick, and I was in the hospital. I died. And I ended up not being able to walk for a long time. And he got really caught up with taking care of me. And the house got let go.
Yeah, it's a hoarding situation.
That's how it all started.
An animal hoarding situation, hoarding.
In 2021, I lost my legs and couldn't walk until clear in the middle of 2022.
Yeah, it's
I
CPS.
had to go to like 5 million doctor's appointments.
They're there to get the girl. They were viewing the house. They didn't even walk in, dude. They could just see it from the door.
May of 2020,
They didn't even walk in.
right?
That's how bad. They didn't even have to do a home check because they could just see it from the door.
2024. Oh, no, excuse me. May 24, 2020.
That's fucking sad, bro.
It's 2023. Still, a couple years later. It don't even look at the backyard. No attention
Take
has
the
been made.
kids and run.
The front yard. If the cop turns to the right, you'll see that's grown up. It's about the size of the house, the weeds and everything. So, like, you don't even know snakes, anything.
Yeah.
Because they're shielded. You keep your grass cut, the snakes won't be out as much because they don't have no. Man, there's probably so many snakes and different animals and critters.
Yeah. That's part of having kids, is making sure the yard's kept up. Yeah, it's 3 years later that she's saying she had these attacks. Like, she died 3 years ago. That's what got her into this place. And bro, it's laziness. That's all it is. It's people being lazy. We have people out here who can't even wipe their own asses because they're lazy.
Watching her die, thought I was going to lose her. By the time that she was able to feel that I felt like she was going to make it, and you think that's the moment you'll be able to take a breath, that's when...
Exactly. It's just fucking laziness. I've seen people... Bro, nah, she died. Bro, I've seen people take better care of their houses and they were dead. Like, come on. And that's no excuse. There's other motherfuckers in that house, too. It's not just her. She's like the grandma. Like, that doesn't speak for everybody else. What about everybody else?
Does she have to use the bathroom? Yeah, because she's thinking of her room. No. Is there a reason that she's
I don't know.
She don't like those shorts.
Yeah, she doesn't like the shorts. She hates clothes.
Yeah,
she doesn't like clothes.
Like, we have a hard time keeping clothes on.
What, baby? Yeah, she doesn't like clothes.
Where she goes to school?
We homeschool. We do a program once a month.
That says a lot, too. Because I know we were all wondering.
Yeah.
The school never called and said anything?
Yeah.
She just said it. She homeschooled. So there's nobody to see her and be like, no, we need to call CPS. She's not in school. So no wonder she's also so clingy to the mom. That was telling. The way she was clinging to her like that, it's like she hasn't really been around or exposed to a lot of people.
Well, that happens with a lot of kids. Especially, she's a child. Okay, that right there doesn't say much. And I'm saying that because, so I guess that's the mom. That's not the grandma. We'll see. So the mom died. My son's that way. And it's just because there's no other kids in the family. Like, he'll play with other kids at parks and stuff like that. He's not necessarily in school yet. So, like, and I was that way as a kid, too, to my mom. Like, she had to start working at my preschool, in my kindergarten. Like, she had to work at the school because I would just scream all day. And it was, like, counterproductive for everyone involved. So the teacher was just like, yeah, parents can sit in sometimes, whatever. So my mom would just, like, help the kids and shit. She was like a second teacher. She didn't get paid for it. She should have got paid for it. She did more than most of them. But yeah, so that, and with COVID, and, like, people have to remember, like, the kids today, like, my son was born in 2018. Okay, COVID happened when our kids were, like, 2, 3, 1. Like, our generation of kids is gonna have that little difference in their brains just because it's different from all the other generations. They were born and being raised during a pandemic where you had to stay inside, where you couldn't. So I don't know. So people do have to remember that about these kids now, like, because this was in 2024. This girl's 8.
Does she have clothes on?
She was 4 during the pandemic. Like, she's gonna have those. This little girl is digging at her butt in her front areas. That's why the social worker was like, why is she digging at herself? Like, what's going on here? And they made the excuse she doesn't like her clothes. Right. She doesn't like her clothes.
She also,
Yeah. They are. Okay. So, who does she see for a pediatrician?
Pediatrician is Dr.
Is she up to date?
Are you talking about
Is she up to date on visits?
Yes, because with vaccinations we don't believe in.
Okay. When was the last time she had a doctor's visit?
Doctor's visits.
Man, would you be respectful of the ladies and like not focus on your phone?
I'm trying to find the homeschooling program.
Okay, we can worry about this.
I'm sorry, I'm just wanting to get the homeschooling information.
So when's her?
She's holding her butt
The last thing for the last doctor visit, because I cannot remember.
and trying so hard
Was it like
to get her mom's attention.
Because she was sick, or what was?
The last doctor's visit she went to was sick was at our doctor in Unity Care.
This is wrong, bro.
That was last time she was sick.
Her legs are getting eat up with bugs.
Because she doesn't get sick.
They've got like the camera lights and the car lights right on this little girl, and the bugs are fucking drawn to her right now.
Reason other, I mean, I know you say you don't believe in vaccinations.
She's trying so hard. She's getting her mom's head. This is like genuinely kind of making me sad, because I'm seeing signs of more than just the neglect.
So she doesn't go yearly, like.
That's not normal for a little girl to grab at herself like that.
Well, I understand, but children are supposed to go yearly for well child checks. That's all.
Yeah, kids are good. They have to go to the doctor yearly, even if they only go once a year, because they're healthy kids. They at least have to go that once a year. The doctor has to at least be like, yeah, they're healthy. Like, you can't just. This poor girl, she can't even let go of her privates. Like, she can't. She won't even stop. Her poor hands. She needs to go to the doctor. That little girl. She said, I don't want to go in the house while the kid's out here. She's...
Like, do you guys receive like food stamps?
Go put some fucking clothes on that little girl so the bugs don't keep eating her. What the fuck, bro?
So much, man.
All she's wearing is this little pair of shorts.
So alarming. Like, you
Yes.
want to know, like, when is the last time she's had a bath? Like, it's disturbing. And the ladies asked her, does she need to go to the bathroom? Does she need to go to the bathroom? And she hasn't stopped yet. Like, when is the last time y'all think she's had a bath? That's scary. And I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
That's the vibe that's giving them.
He senses that shit too. Just in her body language it's giving off. This kid's.
Do they come inside your house?
I don't even want to say it.
Do they ever question as to why you don't want them in your house?
No, his dad comes in, but he'll drop out stuff.
So your dad, when's the last time your dad was in the house?
I don't. Because I always know where
Damn, it is so sad,
a month
man.
ago, a year ago.
This little girl's abused bad. Bad.
And he doesn't have a problem with the housing conditions?
he just doesn't say nothing to me, and he does.
That's a little concern. That your parents are coming here and seeing how their granddaughter is living and not doing anything about it. So that's a little bit concerning.
You know for sure their house is clean before they go down there and check it.
I have no idea.
So do we need to call
You
Albert?
can ask him.
Should we
They're
call
not
Albert?
gonna ask, they have to inspect.
Yeah, because Albert.
Yeah.
Does he come here?
This little girl, her action. You have daughters, right? This isn't normal. I was once a little girl. These aren't normal reactions of little girls. this whole video, this whole past 17 minutes I've watched this, she's done, and since she's been out the house, she has not stopped touching her privates because you can tell she's irritated. Her butt and like, it's mainly her butt. I don't know if that's like an illness, like, I can't say what's going on, obviously, but I don't. It's like she's like itchy or like something's not right. That's why I was like, she needs a doctor. I don't want anybody to just make assumptions. She needs a doctor's opinion on whatever's going on right now. The doctor would take one look and just. That's not normal. Like, your body doesn't do that. She's even putting the plant. She just ripped part of the plant off, trying to cover herself with the plant.
Can we call him? I'll call him. Okay, go ahead.
Dad, I have a favor. Can ISIS come and stay with you tonight? Yeah,
Feel like
it's
I said
important.
to him. You put him on speakerphone.
I know, but CPS is here, and I think we can stay with you tonight.
Can you be transparent with him and tell him it could be a lot longer?
Yes. It's not going to just be overnight. And she offered to have a conversation with that with the lawyer something. Because I'm not going to upset her.
The family members that are coming from.
You were still my daughter for a long time. My house.
I think you're going to have bigger problems than us. We have officers here.
It's a dirty house.
It's dirty.
I mean, my house been cleaned overnight.
But it's not necessarily a dirty house. Then if that was the case, then why wasn't it done? See, this is where you
And she said,
lose everybody.
she said this could be cleaned overnight.
You would have had it done, but you gave a whole spill and speech about how you went through and you couldn't walk. All we get that, and all about this, and now you just got a job, but you still haven't done it. So at this point, they're looking at you like, nah, we can't trust you. We can't place this child in your trust anymore. No.
Yeah.
And the kid, again, doesn't know any better. Health risk. It's to the point where it's probably criminal.
I promise you it will not be.
I can bet money on it.
But it's not the fact of what it will be, it's the fact of what it is currently. And it's 100%, let me finish, please. It's 100% child neglect. That's all there is to it. There's no reason for this. I understand she was sick.
She's crying over her butt.
I understand that, but she's been well for a while.
She even all the way better.
Okay.
There's something wrong.
You can't.
Listen to her.
But I'm trying to understand.
Mom trying to silence her.
Well, why can't you still clean your house?
Hey, man, what kind of car are they driving?
Why can't you clean
What kind of car were they driving?
Why did I click this one? I'm so disturbed right now. But now I have to make sure. I have to make sure they get that girl out of there. Like now it's like.
Or something while they talk or while they talk to the parent, because this is riling the kid up. All she knows is y'all are going, you're yelling at her mom, and you know what I mean. She's been like, it's so much damage being done to this kid right now.
Yeah.
I wonder where the parents are coming from. I didn't hear how far away they were, but they really need to get the kid in somebody else's hands so they can deal with the parent, because they seem to really think nothing is wrong, and that's a serious mental condition. They were home first.
Yeah. Guys, make sure to hit that like button.
Passenger car, like a small car.
They have a maroon car, they have a white car.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have underwear or something that you can go in and get for her to put on?
She had, I don't know what she did with her underwear.
Some shoes.
Wearing underwear.
It's on the red couch.
On the red couch, on the red couch.
How come she doesn't have underwear?
Because you must have just do it short term right now.
Was she naked when we got here?
I was in my work room. I had no idea.
What are your work hours?
Oh, I was working today from 1 o'clock to 9:45, and then I start my production hours on Friday. I start at 4:15 p.m. and work till 12:15 a.m. And I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays. No, I am
You
just
say
working
AAA,
on
is that
that.
your roadside service thing?
Yeah.
You work, you like do at-home call center?
Yes. Emergency roadside assistance.
That child being
So here's what we're gonna do, ma'am. Let's walk back here and have a conversation. Let's walk back here. I don't want to talk in front of out of earshot of.
when was the last time she saw Albert?
It's, so honestly, it's been a long time.
It was before she died.
So
My,
a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, it's my,
Over, at least over 2 years.
a very strange relationship.
I want to stay home because he probably gave me some clothes. Please.
We should have somebody to play with at Albert's house. He's got a little boy there.
Is it my
He's
friend?
never liked me. So makes a strain between them two.
His name's Branson.
I never disrespect the man now. You know, it's her father,
I
but
think it's my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? You're too young for a boyfriend.
I never yelled at him or cussed him or anything like that.
She said, I think it's my boyfriend.
Hey, Isis, can you come over here in the light or sit right there so I can take a picture of you? Can I take a picture of you? You want to sit there with mom? Is that okay?
She will like it.
Okay. I'm just going to stay right here, honey.
You like to take pictures. Take pictures of yourself all the time.
Thank you. Are you Albert? Yeah. Hello. Albert. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm Jordan. I talked to you on the phone. I'm Kristen. I'm also a CPS worker.
Okay.
So, probably first thing you're going to need to do is save her.
Okay. Albert got a neighbor female she can help me with that.
Okay.
I like the way he talking already. Understanding that it's a baby girl and you're an older man. Let's get a woman involved. I like where his head's at already. This
Me too.
This might work.
And I don't know, you probably don't have any clothes at your house for
I've
her.
got clothes for my grandson.
Okay.
He's there's size 7s and 8s. I mean, it's
Just
short.
whatever until,
Get all your some girls stuff.
you can, come into our office and we can get you an Amy's Attic clothing voucher, and we'll get you some clothes, and is it paternal grandparents have clothes for Isis that you can get that might be cleaner than anything inside this house. Like I said, I don't think that you want to bring anything from inside this house into your house. And whatever you take off of her.
I haven't been over it for years. The baby don't even know me.
It's bad, and I understand that she might not know you, but you're probably the safest and cleanest. And I don't think you're
That's sad.
whatever you take off.
That is so sad. That is so sad. She just said, I understand. He said that baby don't even know me. Like he's worried about it. And she said, I know that, she doesn't know you, but you're the safest and best option we have right now. So they're like, and it is her grandfather, I think. So it makes sense, but like, damn, just giving this child to somebody they don't even know if he's gonna do something. It's crazy when you want to put her in a home where she's gonna be taken care of, like they have other kids, or there have at least been another child for reference. Like, damn. Like, just giving her to this man who has no clothes, no bed, no anything for her doesn't seem logical either.
They don't hold that, but she needs to see my doctor.
The last place they lived was like this. They had to actually condemn it and burn it down.
Holy, whoa. Did you hear what he just said? The last place they lived was just like this, and they had to condemn it. I knew it was a reason. As soon as they said he don't come around, it's because he don't condone it. The filth, the nastiness, he don't. And then the husband over there was saying, because he looking at you as the man of the house, and it's no respect there because you're ultimately in charge and responsible. So yeah, me and you would have tension too. Because I'm looking at you as the head of the household. Fam, like, what is you doing? Yeah. I think just based off of this now, all of what we can see, I think we approve. Y'all approve, I approve. She could go with him. But they still need to follow up on his place too. Just to
That's what I'm saying. She can go with him, but Check that place out too. Yeah. Damn.
Bro,
And they got me in trouble with the cops. And the cops said that I had the cops beat me there because he was supposed to choke the girl and don't kill the dogs and all kinds of stuff. You know? I had the cops.
The first thing that came out that girl's mouth when she came outside was something about a mean dog too.
You've been in that house.
You don't have any criminal history, do you? Okay.
Oh God. That's where we find out he's a 4-time felon, just got out of prison, and they can't let her go with him either.
When did she
After he's just been vetted and he's good to go.
She goes through sprints, kind of like I did when I was little, where she'll eat a lot over a period of time and barely eat nothing over a period.
So when did she last?
Today, pizza. It was probably about 2 hours ago.
You want to leave her out there?
That's what I was getting ready to do.
Yeah, just go get her because Grandpa's gonna get on the road. Get her. Here. Right here. Grab the clutch.
Need her hair washed. Stiff as a board.
Even he just walked up, took one look at his granddaughter and said she needs her hair washed. It's as stiff as a board.
Branson's age should be 9 October.
Oh, see? Okay, it's straight.
Hey,
Yep.
she's late.
You have a little boy to play with.
Yeah. Because we'll be running wild.
Got toys, cartoons,
There you go.
chicken nuggets.
Oh, that sounds good.
All you can eat chicken nuggets. Damn, my son will want to go over there. Shit. Once he hears that all you can eat chicken nuggets, he's gonna be in. What's up, Chris? How are you?
Well, that sounds like fun. Isis, are you ready to go with Papa? You're walking to Papa's car? Thank you very much. We'll be in contact with you. Thank you very much.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God, I don't think I can pick you up.
Come here, baby. I'll carry her out there.
You're way too heavy.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have fun,
All right,
Isis.
you guys.
mom didn't even know if the daughter had clothes on earlier. Daughter could have been walking around there completely naked with all the trash and bugs. And you didn't even know. Like, come on, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Get on your way to.
Yeah, man.
She drinks water. She likes water.
She drinks water.
She likes all that stuff. Pretty picky. She's not a normal kid. She likes veggies.
She likes water, too. It's weird.
Like veggies.
Water. They always want pop or something like that.
I'll go and check on you. Love you.
Let's do this.
I have no
You
idea.
want to put a suit on?
Yes, hazmat suit. I was thinking that earlier, bro. Put me. You might want to go in there fully encapsulated, but if not, the Tyvek suits, the all white Tyvek suits where your hands come through. Put some gloves on, tape them up, then you ready. But yeah, put on the hazmat suits. I would. If you go in there, you're going at your own risk.
Okay.
You guys understand they would like to walk through and witness what's
Yeah.
inside. Okay, you guys good with that?
You can't walk through there, but you can. You're right with me. There's absolutely no way you can walk through there. You
You
can't.
can't walk through
You can't walk there. Just to be
the
honest.
whole house?
Well,
or
there's
like,
a refrigerator that I didn't get
Just give me
moved from in front of the door.
permission.
You have permission to walk through, but you can't walk through. Just,
well, this might not take
I'm
long.
just being honest with you.
Situation.
There's
That-
I can see enough
Are they everywhere?
Yes.
That's
We have-
why
We have a bunch of bombs. We have a bunch of bombs to bomb the house. We just haven't yet.
we're going to do it all the same.
I'm just upfront honest with you. You thought you know what you're walking into.
All right, y'all. Armor up. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? It's like a championship bout right now. We about to.
Wow!
Okay.
Alright, I'll start with this.
If you want to have better luck, thank you. If you want to have better luck to try to get in the house, you can go to the back door and try to open it.
What door do you all typically use?
Well, we go to the front door, but the back door is kind of easier.
I think it's really all we need. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck.
Do you see the?
They just went
all the
inside.
bugs crawling on the ceiling.
Yeah.
As soon as he lit up, they were all over the ceiling.
Hold on, I missed it. Let me.
Yeah.
Do we have to get through the whole thing?
Everybody replay this part.
I'm just upfront honest with you. You thought you know what you're walking into.
All right, y'all.
Let you know what you're walking
Y'all ready
into.
for this?
Damn.
Y'all ready for this?
No, this
Like
poor girl had
it's
to
like a
live with this.
championship bout right now. We about to.
Wow.
Okay,
Alright, I'll
You're
stop
good,
this.
J-Man.
If you want to have better luck, if you want to have better luck to try to get in the house, you can go to the back door and try to open it.
what door do you all typically use?
Well, we go to the front door, but the front door is the back door is kind of easier.
I think this is really all we need. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Do you see the bugs crawling on the ceiling? As soon as he lit up, they were all over the ceiling. Yeah.
Do we have to get through the whole thing? Seriously?
I don't think so. I mean,
I think this is enough. I'm just getting the warrant. I'm kidding. I get charged. That's for fucking sure. But I just don't think it's.
Here, I'll give Jordan the phone. I don't think we do. I don't think it matters.
No, she's out of the house. That's the most important thing. I can charge them.
yes. And leave all the roofs, that's moving. Those dark spots are cockroaches.
Yep.
Where do you guys sleep?
Our prosecutor is gonna want. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
These ladies will file court custody type court paperwork for child abuse and neglect in circuit court in Harrison County.
Yeah, we're just saying we just want to have a chance to make things right.
Today's the day. This is your choice in life.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to the court system, will you get charged? More than likely, yes, you will. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, after which, whether what the court wants to do, they can put you on some type of pat.
Yeah, you see the lady back there grabbing her shirt? I'm itching and I ain't even there, bro. Like, I'm gonna need a shower after this video, fam. It was stuff everywhere, in every crack and corner. There was little hives of roaches and dark spots with roaches on the wall, and the ceiling cracks all over the ceiling. Man, I feel so bad for that little girl, bro. I feel so, and she don't know no better. Yeah, when the lady said those clothes, burn them. Burn them. You gotta burn those clothes. You gotta get that girl to the doctor quickly. You don't even know how many bug bites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like? Oh my god,
Yeah.
bro.
The best part was just knowing that she was not there anymore.
I'm getting sick just even trying to, yeah.
Have to fix your situation, and if you don't, it could get way worse for you. Or if you do, improve, then they can maybe drop things down to maybe misdemeanor status, stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, man. That's why when you said you gotta watch it, I was like, you probably aren't gonna be happy with it.
I was just completely unacceptable. Our actions from here on out.
Yeah, just watching that the reactions, like, it was a lot. It was a lot. Why did I hit live? I don't know why I hit live. Hold on. Definitely not helpful. Yeah, I like watching his videos because they're funny usually, and the which you guys you've seen, like, usually his like body cams are funny, and that's what I thought it was. Well, G-Man, it can be helpful, okay? It can be helpful, which makes you realize how good you have it. And if that's all it does, it still makes it fucking helpful. But I get it. To the world, no, that was trash. That just platforms crappy people, but not in a good light, but yeah. Racist neighbor. Yeah, I don't wanna. I mean, given I like watching people be tased, but I don't know about all that. The last book of Adam. Fuck, I can't even talk. The last book of Adam and Eve has been found and reveals terrifying secret. Nah, we ain't gonna watch all that. I'm too scared. Oh, yeah, because I'm seeing it small. I'm not even trying to watch that shit. Like, not even really watching consistently because I was in other tabs too. So, yeah. Well, it wasn't intentional, but you know, yeah. I'm scared. I'm like scared now. Hold on. What the fuck? Mind-blowing phenomena. Viewers
So we got
are
a situation.
struggling to
We got a
explain.
situation.
That's what this
And
video
I
is
know.
called.
I would drop this around the time when everybody's at the river having a summertime fun and everything like that. I know. But if not me, then who? Simple. Listen, this video is titled How a Day on the River Ended in Terror. Let's get to it.
2 summers ago, a confrontation on the Apple River turned what was an idyllic day tubing with friends into a chaotic horror.
He punched me in the face. I don't know what the.
We're doing CPR on 27
It was July 30th, 2022, along the Apple River near Somerset,
So
Wisconsin.
somebody was
Witnesses described a chaotic scene when a man got into an argument with several people while on the river.
punched in the face. Somebody was stabbed.
Did he say we had to shut the river down?
Yeah.
Like, can you even do? I guess you can. What is it with y'all, man? The river, alcohol, and then it turns violent. Why does it all? Alcohol just makes everybody violent.
Punch me in the face. I don't know what the.
He's just got to throw it in the building. Okay.
His stomach is hanging out, she said.
Are you stabbed? No, I am okay. Okay. They're coming with another lady. He's stabbed. One more person stabbed. 2 more people are stabbed. I believe one other person.
There's 2 down there yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Going on that bend. 4.
4 people attacked.
Thanks, man. I don't go on the water now. Thanks, brother.
This is my first time. It's crazy.
Oh, these are not waterproof.
The officer. His intestines are completely
I
out.
thought I heard somebody said guts were out, and she just confirmed it. Intestines are all the way out.
Oh, you gotta go
Like,
back to the
what
ER,
caused it to go
J-Man.
that left? And y'all just be randomly tubing in a river. I mean, y'all gonna have to culture me on that whole logic of tubing. in a
Yeah, I
river
can't
where
say
you
I
can't even
blame
see
you.
the
Your
bottom
arm. That's what
and
I figured.
don't know what's
Since your
in there.
caregiver was
Like,
there, I
it could
figured
be
they
a
probably
gator.
told you had to go get it
I could
seen.
never understand that.
Oh, he said he might be dead by now. Well, if his intestines are hanging out, there's a good chance he's bled out already. A huge knot. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
3 down there? We got 3 individuals down the river. Significant stabbing.
Midwest Crime has obtained all the files related to the case with exclusive footage and trial records, giving you an in-depth look at what led to the incident.
The other person, their lung is popped.
Okay, how deep? Not deep?
It's bleeding out. The person's balls are out. He's about to lose consciousness.
Alright.
We're doing CPR on the one whose lung is popped. Right here. The one.
Is he on the other side of the river?
Right there.
Right there. Cool, they're right next to each other.
Alright, you wanna help me out here? Where's the guy?
Heck no, I don't want to help you out. No, I don't even want to be involved. And no, don't ask me no question like that.
Okay, where's the stabber?
We use this in 2 parts and take both of them?
Yep.
Okay. That's what we're gonna stop. CPR. Go ahead.
Alright.
Open the abdominal wound. Shut down. Nobody.
Get you out. Hey, AJ, you got this. Okay, you hold on. I'm gonna just spin right.
36 to 19. Go ahead, 36. Further downriver casualty point. 64 bridge. 10-4. I just talked to rescue. They're working on getting the boat into the water and up to you guys. The road under the bridge continues up along the riverbank. If you can get guys, head that way and try to set up a perimeter possibly. The road isn't that far from the river though. Copy, Alpha Sunrise.
They just went after him. I think he's up there. You get out of there.
Get out.
Hey, where you guys going? What? We need to know what he looks like. We got a lot of cops in the area. What does he look like?
I don't know.
36 to 19.
Hey, we got a K9 coming. We can't track him if you guys tear up the whole Centrail. Suspect went into the woods at the initial location, a quarter-mile upriver from the 64 bridge. They don't know. No one knows. They said this region. They don't know exactly where.
I have these 2 trauma bandages. I got a tourniquet and some quick clot Z-bolt.
His guts are hanging out. The other one, I haven't been over to that one yet.
His guts are hanging out. Holy fuck. He said, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this to help, you know, to quit clotting. He's like, his guts are hanging out. That's crazy.
Yeah, let's get some witnesses.
How does a beautiful day at the lake turn into something like this? Now, a lot of y'all who frequent the lakes and be out there doing all kind of stuff, jet skiing, swimming, out on the boats and stuff like that, y'all are more familiar with this than me. What tends to happen? What normally causes the confrontation? What normally sparks it? Right? I know alcohol is involved. That's normally the kickstart right there, right? But why? Why? What out there can make you say, hey, you know what? I want to to destroy all of this beautiful scenery and everyone having a good time. Like, it just don't make sense.
I started asking if there's cell phone footage. One thought that they one guy back there had it, yeah. Okay. Where did he go?
What's up?
I told him to stay by the squad. I got the video. I'm so sorry, man. What was the guy wearing? Huh? What was the guy wearing? He was just wearing. I can't even almost think about it, man. I'm so sorry, man. I can't believe it. We're my best friends. I cannot believe it. This is. I'm going to talk to you after, okay? Man, just chill out for a second, right? I'm sorry, man. Just, yeah, it's should have. Is he okay? We're working on that. We see that, bro. We look at his face, bro. He's not okay. Hey, what about putting him on a... We'll put him on a tube and float him down to the medics. Come on, buddy. Come on, Isaac. Come on, buddy. Come on, Isaac.
Wow. So they have the guy who was hurt on a tube, floating him down. Bro's intestines are hanging out. Oh my god, this guy's wearing a Pornhub shirt.
If that dude's walking with his guts out, he a Terminator at that point. I don't think that was him because they said it was two dudes who had this stab. So maybe he was the one that had the lesser of the damage. But if it's not, he was walking with his guts out. Hey, bro, you.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how you doing that. That's not a human.
Bro is walking. That's crazy.
Yeah, alright. Just, this guy that only has a smaller stab wound in his belly, that guy, tells me that he had like a buck knife and said it was no longer than like this. But he said he just kind of came out of nowhere and pushed his brother, and then everything got to be a blur. Yeah. That guy walking? Apparently he's bald, gold chain, big beer belly, 230 plus.
Any boat I can find. We push up the road here. Washington's coming. Coming to line 170. Okay. Are you up Riversdale? Mitch is coming, hopefully to get up the.
How do you find somebody 230 with a belly with no shirt on and just swim trunks on? That's a description of a lot of people right there. How are they gonna like zoom in on narrow in on somebody like
Somebody
that?
said there was footage of the attack.
That's a lot of people.
So they'll be able
plus
to.
With their belly, no shirt on, gold chain on, and some swim trunks. Probably with a beer in their hand and a long knife. That gives you nothing.
So that's where you were located. High and Sunrise. You can get those witnesses down to here. The 27th here. Your message is going through. We'll get it sent out from here. Walking in the ditch. I'm on the road. See if I can get to walk out.
Grown man trying to ask two little girls. What the? What the? Cow! He's a.
Cell phone footage from the scene shows the suspect, Nikolai Mew, being confronted by a group of tubers, including 17-year-old Isaac Schumann of Stillwater. Witnesses say the group was initially trying to intervene after Mew had allegedly been bothering young women in the area. Moments later, Mew pulled out a knife.
What is he on? Whoa! 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 Hey, whoa! Get away!
And this is why you don't take the law into your own hands. See?
Yeah.
Everybody thinking they can handle things. No, bro, people are dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't know what they carry. No, stop it. Stop it. And I think it's the movies that's giving everybody this courage and making them think that let them do their jobs. Let the police do their jobs. Let them do their jobs. Like, no. Because you don't know how crazy people are. Like the video the other day, the man said, everybody's crazy. That's a fact. If you think about it and look at the world like that, you'll survive more than likely. Just think everybody's crazy.
We up. We up. What are you talking about? What? Get away from us. What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's off camera. Tripping. He's on store game. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What did he say? Yeah, what the? Who is this? Yes. Further culture. Who is that? Further culture. Who is that? Who that is this? Go. Doesn't matter. He said he was looking for a little girl. He said he was looking for a little girl. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. So he was looking for a little girl. Oh, now I see why. Because I'm like, why y'all? I missed that part. Or didn't really
Yeah.
Oh, I see why now they're doing it. Still in all, when you do that, you better be prepared. You gotta be prepared. But I get y'all standing up for the little girl. Absolutely. Protect her.
Weirded us out. I even have that part on camera. That's some young kid. What's this guy's problem, bro? We trying to have fun. He's gonna claim you. He's gonna claim you. We don't want this motherfucker.
He started stabbing someone. That's insane.
Are we serious? Is this real? Oh my God. Who is that?
Miu had fatally stabbed Schumann and wounded 4 other victims, with serious injuries to their...
There's so much wrong in that video, bro. It's so much wrong in that
Wow.
video, fam. So much. That was... And although I can't show y'all, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to put the link in there. But nowadays, if you put the link in there, they do something to your video. So the title of the video is How a Day on the River Ended in Terror. I can't show y'all all of that, but man, so much wrong in that video. Absolutely protect the little girl, but she wasn't over there. Surround her, call the cops, right? He was away from the area from what I could see where the little girls were. Go over there and protect the little girls. Leave him alone. Already you could tell he's not right. He's trying to talk to little young girls. Like, give him his space. The fact that they were surrounding
Hi,
him,
RNJ.
talking,
How are
laughing,
you?
then they commenced to push him.
God, we have somebody
everything
talking.
like that. Now you create a situation that obviously y'all ain't equipped to handle. Nobody, the situational awareness was just bad. Nobody really acknowledged the fact that when he pulled the blade, how he had it in his hand, nobody told everybody. Like, it was just so much happening, and they just thought it was a joke. When somebody pulls something like that, it's no joke.
That's no joke, yeah.
And he just started using it. Some people didn't even know they was hit. Yo, see, this is...
How do you get...
Go protect the little girl. Absolutely protect the little girl. Surround them. Get the cops on the way. This was bad.
Their upper torsos and abdomens. a 24-year-old woman from Burnsville, a 22-year-old man from Elk River, and 2 young men from Luck, Wisconsin, were transported to the hospital. Their conditions ranged from critical to serious, with some requiring emergency surgeries. A massive manhunt then ensued as officers from multiple jurisdictions converged on the area. Body cam footage obtained by Midwest Crime shows officers arresting Miu about 90 minutes after the stabbing. Investigators said he discarded the knife and changed clothes before his arrest.
Our current witness says that the male appears to be wearing a camel-colored shirt.
Yes.
I'm sorry, yeah. No,
You're just being detained at this point, okay?
yes.
What are we checking? What are you checking?
Precinct dispatch, believe we have the suspect detained. Believe we have him detained at the stand.
No weapons or anything like
Number
that?
336 has the possible suspect detained at 63. Everybody hold where they're at. We need a photo so we can start this.
I got it.
I'm coming up on the cross spread right now.
Like I said, you're just being detained at this point, okay, boss?
I got a photo on my phone. I'll be in a second.
Yeah. Chain matches. Shorts.
What's your name?
Nick. Nick what? Nick Mew. Okay.
Why? What did they do?
This way. Double lock at this point. Alright, we'll worry about it over here.
Oof.
He's got a silver 10
I don't know. I'm okay. Just been watching the weird body cam things.
Same short. Let me double lock this quick. Like I said, sir, you're just detained at this point, okay? We'll explain anything in a second here. You got some pretty good markings on his hand, too. Alright.
To make your job easier, we just located our suspect.
Hi.
Can you step out for a second? We just want to check you out. Are you injured at all?
No, other than my butt. They're injured and scratched.
Your butt's injured?
Well, from sliding all over the stones.
Oh, the rocks?
Yeah.
All right.
And my hand,
We're
I
just-
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said, get out of there because we don't know what's going on. And he run this way. And he said, they're taking my knife. That's it. He punched him. He told me, they're taking my knife.
So people were punching him. Where were they punching him on his body?
He punching, I don't know, in the face or here, they punching down. And when he get out, that's when I tell him, get out there, because I don't know. And when he coming around to us, he said, they're taking my knife. And later, we find out what's going on.
Still doing all right? Okay.
What's going on?
Temperature's okay in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear somebody got stabbed. And I fit the description.
Yes, you do. All right. Yep. So we're working through that now. Did you see that fight on the river?
You'd have been better off trying to tell what happened. The fact that you're sitting here acting like you don't know what happened, yeah. All right. Now that lends to the whole he was trying to look for young girls. Like that lends to that now. That's telling me more about who you are.
Yeah.
Because now you act like you wasn't even there. You heard about it. You're hearing people come on, fam. You still had the chain on.
I heard about it.
You heard about it?
Yeah, and I seen people gather around it.
Okay. All right.
And I went over to talk to see if somebody saw anything, but that's about it.
Okay.
Our whole group was pretty interested in finding out what happened.
Okay. And that's your whole group over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know. Okay, well.
Did you see anybody injured?
No.
Did you see anybody injured?
No.
Did you see anybody fighting?
I heard people screaming at each other, yes.
Okay. Screaming in anger or screaming in pain, do you know?
Everybody's drunk, so I don't know. I can't tell the difference, but I would say just screaming.
Okay.
You know, calling each other names, but that's we've seen that all day. We've all been drinking a lot. I'm sure they're drunk. I'm sure they're doing kids being kids.
Kids being kids. Where's your group from? Where did you drive from today?
I drove from Prior Lake.
From Prior Lake. Okay.
Actually, we didn't drive. We came here.
Your wife wife and you? And you met the group here?
Yeah, but we know each other.
Okay. All right. As long as the temperature is good, I'll check back with you in a minute, okay? Thank you.
The St. Croix District Attorney described the attack as graphic and horrific, arguing that Mew's behavior after the stabbing, discarding the weapon, pretending not to know what happened, showed his intent to avoid responsibility.
So right now, you're being placed under arrest, okay? You're being placed under arrest for a homicide and attempted homicide. And that's all we're going to discuss with you right now. More than likely, an investigator will come and talk to you at the jail. All right?
Okay.
All right, come over to this door here.
At trial, Mew's attorneys argued that he acted in self-defense after being attacked.
We knew that was going to come. We knew that was going to come. That's why I said he'd have been better off trying to take that route. That was probably his own, but we knew that was going to come, right? Them surrounding him, them doing all of that, that gave him an opportunity. You know what I mean? Not saying that it's going to go his way, but when they did that, they messed everything up. They messed everything up. When they started hitting on him, pushing him down, they messed everything up. And now, this case is probably going to be tricky, to which, no, he should still be charged, though. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one play out.
Prosecutors, however, presented the video footage to show that Mew escalated the conflict and could have walked away.
Part of what makes this so tragic and horrific is how easily Nikolai Mew could have avoided all of this. As I said, after he was insulted, he could have just let the boys float away. Instead, he charged up onto them. When the boys were yelling at him to leave, he doesn't. When another group comes to intervene to help to yell at him, tell him to leave, he doesn't. Instead, while multiple people are telling him, pleading with him, yelling at him to leave, he's smirking and he takes out his pocket knife.
During the sentencing hearing, Isaac Schumann's mother gave an emotional statement. She
Oh,
urged
thank
the
God I
court
have
to
a
impose the maximum
mod.
sentence.
Hey, Christina, how are you, girl?
We saw Isaac live.
The morning of July 30th, before he left, he originally told me in the morning that he was going to go golfing. He came out and said, some of the guys are going
That's good, not too bad.
and I said, okay. And the way I said okay wasn't like I was super excited about it. And he's like, why? And I said, well, I was going to ask you to pick Dad up from the airport. Dad got a flight home. And he said, I can pick Dad up. And I said, no, just go have fun with your friends on the river.
Mew also spoke at the hearing. A
parent's nightmare right there, bro. Because now for the rest of her life, she's going to be like, what if I'd have just let him go pick Dad up and been like, don't go to the river today, pick Dad up, do some other things, he'd still be here. Like, we what if ourselves to death as parents. So I recognize that. I recognize that. So the prosecution showing everything was interesting, you know what I mean, and putting it together, because we were only seeing pieces of it. So they were telling him to leave and trying to push him away, and he did run up on them. So that looks good for as far as the victims and everything like that. So hopefully he gets the maximum that he can get in this situation.
What the fuck? This guy is crazy.
I would like to start by letting you know how deeply sorry.
Oh wow, he lost so much weight.
I am, and I will always be, for the real fact that Isaac is not with you anymore, and that I was directly involved in his very tragic and unimaginable death at such an early age. I never meant for this tragedy to occur. My soul is broken. My heart is very heavy. I pray to God for forgiveness, compassion, and love for everyone affected directly and indirectly by the outcome of this tragic event.
Mew's defense team argued that he felt trapped during the confrontation and acted to protect himself, but the judge ultimately rejected those arguments.
Although Mr. Mew may not pose an imminent risk to the public does have a strong interest in holding people accountable who breach the social compact and commit crimes. For count one, I will impose a term of initial confinement of 20 years, followed by 6 years of extended supervision.
Prosecutors had requested a 70-year sentence, but the court ultimately handed down a 20-year term. Miu faced up to 100 years in prison on multiple charges, including reckless homicide and reckless endangerment. But the judge sentenced him to 20 years for killing Schumann, with an additional 6 years of supervised release. The 5-year terms for each of the injured victims will run concurrently with the 20-year sentence.
He
Miu,
really
now
fucking...
54, will be in his 70s by the time he's eligible for release.
Damn.
2 summers ago.
Listen, man.
That's
just a little something for y'all to
wild.
think about when y'all out there on the lake and everything's going down and people drunk and they ain't thinking straight and something could possibly happen. Just keep your distance, man. Keep your distance. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth a mother crying or a dad or a sister, brother. It ain't worth it. Y'all be safe, though.
That's crazy. I want to watch another one. Those are funny. Some of them are funny. Girl, I haven't done shit. I've been on stream. Everybody in the crib's still like just doing their thing. So I'm just on here.
And I don't know too much about the case, but I do know one thing. It says it's the most twisted interrogation you'll ever see. Let's get to it.
Why did you choose Jamie, your friend? He was the easiest out of anybody because he would have followed me because we're such good friends. Why did you make the suggestion to Jamie to go inside?
What about you, girl?
I was planning to murder him. Do you know why you were going to do this? No, I don't.
This is 14-year-old Michael Hernandez. He's an honor roll student at Southwood Middle School, the well-behaved son of a business owner and an occupational therapist. And as of right now, he's the prime suspect in the cold-blooded murder of his close friend and schoolmate.
See? See?
Yeah, that's the same for me, girl.
We would least expect. Son of a business owner, young kid, honor roll student. It's always the one.
Just kind of chilling.
14-year-old Jaime Goff. Detectives would get the answers
I wish I had a blankie right now, though. That would, like, be the only thing to make this any better.
The following footage revealing a 14-year-old killer has never
My
been
feet are
seen
cold.
before. February 3rd, 2004 started like any other Tuesday at Southwood Middle School in Miami, Florida. Students gathered outside of the school to meet up with friends, socialize, and wait for the
We have
doors to open
Christina
at
here.
8:50
I'm
a.m.
glad.
No one thought much of
That's
it when
my
two
girl.
particular students
That's
worked
my
at their
internet
usual
wife.
meeting spot by the teacher's parking lot that morning. The doors opened and students flooded inside. Before classes started, a student
You're singing
decided to make a pit
karaoke?
stop to
That
the
sounds
boys'
fun.
bathroom on the second floor of the school. He couldn't have known just how traumatic this decision would turn out to be. Upon entering, another student whom he didn't recognize calmly walked past him and exited the restroom. He observed a single black book bag sitting near the entrance of the bathroom and specks of blood dotting the floor. He peeked underneath the stalls to check if anyone was inside. There was indeed someone else in the bathroom, but something was terribly wrong. A large pool of blood was
Good,
flowing on the
J-Man.
floor
Glad you
inside
have a
one of
good
the stalls,
caregiver.
and there appeared to be a pair of feet hanging down from the toilet. He swiftly exited the bathroom to advise a nearby security guard.
What's
that
up,
there appeared to be
X?
someone bleeding
Yes,
inside the
my
boys'
people.
bathroom.
Come congregate to me, my people. My 3 people.
Go to school to find some information, not a body. It's the last thing you think about sending your kid off to
Getting
school
ready
in
for
the morning.
work. That sounds exciting. Sounds like you're gonna have the least exciting day of all of us. Actually, that's J-Man. I'd rather go to work than the ER, so. Oh snap, almost knocked my shit
A
over.
stench of warm blood had begun to fill the small latrine. The pair tiptoed cautiously toward the stall.
Yeah.
They had to look inside.
Fuck
They
all
prepared
that.
themselves for the worst.
Both kind of suck though, I gotta say.
The scene before them could only be described as nightmarish. A male student later identified as 14-year-old Jaime Goff was covered in
Jaime.
blood and
That's
unresponsive.
an
He was
interesting
positioned face
name.
down, his chest and torso lying across the toilet seat.
It was spelled like
while his head
Jamie
and legs
almost.
hung limply over the sides of it.
Pronounced
Blood streamed
Jaime.
down his face and into a large pool that was forming on the floor beneath his head. In that pool lay a lone pair of black glasses. One of the boys shouted to the victim
Axe sent me a
twice.
picture of his Coke that said Ashley.
Shock turned into panic. The two fled the bathroom in hysterics, startling the
Yesterday.
security guard in the hallway.
I don't know why I had my hand there. Pulling some Lady Gaga shit.
That's happening in these schools, the shootings and everything going on. A kid come tell you that and you don't even check, you don't even believe him, you don't even go see, you don't even try to secure. Your job is to be a security. You don't even try to secure. This is, he definitely should be gone.
This time, alarmed by the student's clear distress, the guard rushed into the boys' bathroom. Upon witnessing the
We hope
grotesque
you
scene,
have a good day,
he immediately
Exodus.
radioed the Miami-Dade Police Department. The guard then left the bathroom to retrieve the assistant principal. Upon returning, the guard
Make
discovered
them
that in the few minutes he'd been absent
dollars.
from the bathroom, someone had come in and removed the victim's body from the toilet. The body
Ew,
was
that
now
is so
lying face up
sad.
on the stall floor.
That's the
His
worst
arms
way to
splayed out to
go.
the sides. School personnel could now clearly see that one side of his neck was shredded to pieces. The school was
Barely
immediately put
any
on lockdown.
dollars, but the
A few
ones
hours
you
later,
get are
investigators
worth
entered the
every
classroom of
penny.
8th grade student Michael Hernandez,
And
who'd been
every
identified by one of the two witnesses as the boy they'd seen exit the bathroom that
ounce of
morning.
flour that
Michael's
you
teacher
move.
approached detectives first
I
with
don't
a few
know
pieces
what
of
you
interesting
do,
information.
technically.
She stated that she led her students into the classroom at 8:55 a.m. and since that time, Michael had requested to go to the bathroom 3
He
times.
looks evil.
The teacher observed that Michael had blood on his shirt, which he attributed to a nosebleed. He made 2 trips to
Nosebleed.
the bathroom before 9 a.m. After the school went into lockdown, Michael requested to go to the bathroom a 3rd time, wherein his teacher summoned a security guard to escort him to an unoccupied restroom and back to class. This was reportedly the last time Michael had left the classroom. Michael was taken to an office on the 1st floor of the school to speak with detectives. When investigators inquired as to how Michael got blood on his shirt, he told them that he'd been hit in the face by a door while horseplaying with the victim earlier that morning. The detective examined Michael's face but found no open wounds that he could have bled from. Michael quickly changed his story. He claimed he'd gone back to the 2nd floor bathroom where he parted ways with Jaime earlier. When he entered the restroom, there was already another student inside that Michael wasn't familiar with. The student advised Michael that there was someone inside one of the stalls. That's when Michael got down close to the floor to look underneath. When he bent down, his shirt grazed the floor and got blood on it. However, he did in fact see his friend Jaime inside the stall. After that, he simply left the bathroom and went to class.
It's pretty
So
accurate.
you saw your
Okay,
friend,
cool.
thought nothing of it. The blood on the floor didn't alarm you at all. You thought
That's
nothing.
just what I imagine happens.
No. If you're gonna do grown man stuff, we're gonna question you like, come on, bruh. No. And that poses another question.
His reactions are my reactions. Like, come
How
on,
are they gonna
bruh.
try him?
You gotta be
How should
smarter
he
on
be
that
tried?
shit.
After collecting Michael's statement, a consensual search of Michael's book bag was conducted. What they found inside told an even more shocking story than the one Michael had just spun. Inside the bag was a red jacket and 2 latex gloves, both with traces of blood on them. The detective asked Michael to accompany him to the station, to which Michael agreed. A little after 1:40 p.m., Michael was transported
Oh my
to the
god, he had
Miami-Dade
so many
Homicide
pencils
Bureau
in his
office.
backpack.
Here, he regaled detectives with an entirely different tale. The version you're about to see is more twisted and disturbing than anything detectives had heard so far. The following
He looks
never-before-seen
like Miss
footage has been
Piggy from the
analyzed by a qualified
Muppets.
team, including a
No.
licensed professional counselor, a licensed attorney and former
That's
prosecutor,
funny.
and a licensed clinical psychologist.
Ready? Please raise your right hand when I swear you in. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth? Yes, I do.
Though he is a minor at 14 years old, Michael is being questioned alone and without his parents, because in Florida, the law allows minors to be interviewed without parental consent or their presence in the interrogation. However, parents can request a lawyer or stop the questioning on behalf of a minor at any time. These laws can vary by state, as some states do require parental consent.
Mike,
Wow, didn't know that. Good to know. Y'all wild down there in Florida. Y'all
She's
y'all all y'all saying is okay, we got this window of time.
Poor girl. I don't know if I feel bad for her or not. So she's kind of a douche. She gets you in trouble. Yeah, no, fuck her. What a loser.
Before the parents get here, we need to get in as many questions as we can. That's probably what they're doing.
Just do me a favor. When you talk clearly so that the training can understand you. Okay? For the record.
Yeah.
Please state your name.
Yeah.
Michael
I
Hernandez.
hate bosses
Mike,
like
what's your
that.
birthday? February 2nd, 1990. Happy birthday. Thank you. So you just turned 14. Yes, I did. Very good. And what grade are you in? I'm in the 8th grade.
Michael is being very cooperative and well-mannered during the preliminary questioning. He articulates well and answers the detective's questions clearly. His posture mimics that of an attentive student. He's sitting up straight, his hands folded in front of him, and his eyes keenly fixed on the detective. His body language conveys respect and a willingness to be compliant. However, we'll soon see that his motives are actually much darker.
What school do you go to? Southwood Middle School. And are you in any special classes or anything? Any honors classes? I'm in gifted. All my classes are gifted except for my electives.
No, they don't, Exodus. So what it is they think that only one person can talk at a time or something. And it's just anytime one person's talking. And I actually appreciate you, Exodus, because you're like, you and J-Man are like the only two that like saw like actually heavily talk. J-Man's been in and out because his caregiver's there. So, and he just said he was doing karaoke. He had just commented for the first time in like this whole live almost. Christina usually just pops in and then she's out, like in and out. Yeah, J-Man's here, but his caregiver's there and he's like, you know, in and out.
But Michael and the detective
Yeah, so it's not that it's when you're here. And then people just like, I don't know, it's like they get quiet once other people talk too. So it's not a you thing, I promise. They just think I can, I don't know. I respond to everybody, so.
With them, but doesn't exactly know how.
And how do you know Jamie? We've been friends since the 7th grade. And for the record, Jamie is the victim in this case. How old is Jamie? 14.
No, everybody likes Exodus.
And you're 14 also? Yes. How much older is he than you? I'd say about 4 months. 4 months.
What the fuck?
It would take a few days. Okay.
That's an interesting one.
Normally, detectives ask a suspect very open-ended questions like, tell me what you did this day. But here, the detective is using a lot of leading questions.
They caught that 10-second fade real quick.
Young age.
Yeah, but it also feels like he's trying to go down like the
Not
insanity road. It gives that type of vibe. Like you're trying to lead him down with the questions he was asking him to start up. Just made me feel like, okay, are y'all gonna try to get him to plead insanity? No, nothing seems insane about this kid other than what he did. But mental-wise, he seems perfectly fine.
So what time did you get to school? 8:25, or a little after, between 8 and 8:30. And when you arrived at school, where did you go to? I went to the fence on the outside of the parking lot, north of the parking lot. And why is that? That's just where me and some other people would just hang out. And this would be before class? Yes, before class. And who are the people that you would hang out with?
Nah, I actually haven't either. I don't think. Let's look. Let's look at their name. Let's see if they've been here before.
Andre Martin and myself. And
They have not.
Sometimes there were some other people, but they didn't hang out with us. They just were there. Okay. Today, who did you meet at the fence? I met Jamie Kaufman. And how did Jamie seem this morning? He seemed like normal, like he does every morning. Did you make any suggestions to Jamie that you and him go into the school early this morning? Yes, I did. And
So now they're calling him Jamie.
about what time was that
So you went from being called Jaime to
A little
Jamie.
after 8:30, maybe like 8:31, 35, between those times. What time does school open and are students allowed inside the school? 8:50. Did Jamie agree to your suggestion
That's cool.
to go inside when you made that to him? We had to make a deal first because he didn't want to get in trouble because we've gotten in trouble on previous times when we've attempted to go there. And why did you get in trouble for attempting to go inside the school? Because it's too early and we should be walking around upstairs. I see. Why did you make the suggestion to Jamie to go inside the school today? I was planning to murder him.
Michael answers this question as matter-of-factly as he's answered all the other questions so far.
Without hesitation. Without hesitation. It's like, yeah, this is why. This is why I told him to come up there, because I knew what I was going to do. At this point, again, I pose the question, is he going to be charged or held and then later charged as an adult?
Crazy.
How is this going to play out?
There's not a single hint of empathy or remorse to be found. He seems undeterred.
See, Exodus, now you're quiet. See how it works?
Exposing himself to the highest level of criminal penalty there is.
It's normal.
Michael likely isn't aware of this, but under Florida state law, 14 and 15-year-olds can be tried as adults for certain felonies. They can also be subjected to the exact same penalties that an adult can receive, with the exception
I was
of the death
fucking
penalty.
with you.
Since
I had to say it.
Florida. Y'all don't play it all out there. Like, I've heard of some things about Florida, but y'all don't play. 14 and 15-year-olds tried as adults.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck DMs, y'all. It's too much.
Michael has
Cobwebs, I feel that. Well, people really would message me though, and it would always be on some fucking bullshit. But now I feel bad because now, like, everybody else gets messaged on my behalf, and I feel bad. Like, cause, yeah, it's not fun. So I'm basically just getting talked about.
I was going to get him into a stall,
Sucks.
the last stall, because it's the biggest, so I have more room. Now, this is in a restroom? This is the restroom. On which floor? 7th floor. Okay, and it's the male restroom? Yes, it is. Where is it near? It is near the media center and the gifted U.S. history class. And once you brought or got Jamie in there, how are you going to bring him or lure him into the restroom? We usually go to the restroom after we get upstairs so we don't get caught by security. Okay. And so I knew that was going to work. I got him into the stall by saying, look, I have something to show you. So I got him into the stall, and I told him to turn around because I wanted it to be a surprise. Before that, put on the gloves. He saw me put on the gloves, and I said, oh, you're going too fast. And I said, I like them because they're comfortable.
It's possible that Michael's cadence has increased here due to his excitement to talk about the crime for the first time. Retelling a story can be a way for someone to relive an experience, and it often brings back feelings associated with the original event. His fast talking could also be due to his eagerness to show how smart he was in preparing for this crime. He may be seeking admiration from the detective for how well he planned his attack. Michael's enthusiasm is also evidenced in his full cooperation when being questioned, appearing like he's sitting for a job interview instead of an interrogation. It's odd that he doesn't seem afraid or bothered at all that he's sitting there because he's been caught for the murder of his friend.
Now, you also said that you...
Don't just say friend, say best friend. They've been friends for a long time. They've known each other. If I had to guess, that means probably his parents are probably cool too. Usually that's how it goes. So, yeah, don't just say friend. Call it what it is. These two were linked together for a while. Best friends.
You put on gloves. What kind of gloves were these? They were latex gloves. Where did you get them? My mother purchased them at Walgreens the previous night. Why did she purchase these? Was that at your request? It was at my request because I said that I needed them for extra credit for my science class.
There's no denying at this point that Jaime's murder was premeditated. More disturbingly, it seems that Michael mapped out every single detail and accounted for almost all possible factors before executing his plan. A thorough search of Michael's backpack yielded a secret compartment that he'd made by cutting a slit in the inner lining and attaching Velcro along the edges of it so that it could be secured shut. He'd used this compartment to store the murder weapon, meaning Michael had even planned for the possibility of his backpack being searched.
Now, you and him are already in the stall, correct? Yes. Did he go into the stall first? Yes. Did you follow him? Yes, I did. Did you close the stall door? Yes, I did. Now, what transpired next? Okay. I was talking to him and I told him, all right, now, I have to put my hand over your mouth. Okay. And so I did. And I lifted his neck up. Now, was he facing you or was he...
So he just let it happen? Fuck you,
Did you
Exon.
put your hand over his mouth? Yes, I did. And which hand did you use to
With
put
your
over his mouth?
ZZZ.
Once you did that, what happened next? I had already got, before I put my hand over his mouth, I already put my knife out. So the blade was already out. Now, where had you kept
So this guy just willingly, like, went into the stall with him and everything, knowing that his best friend was about to kill him. Like, he didn't even try to just be like, nah, don't. Like, he literally stepped out.
Yes.
The detective is asking Michael a lot of control questions, meaning questions he already knows the answer to in order to see if Michael is being truthful with him. He's also asking him questions to see if they corroborate with the evidence they have already ascertained.
And what did you do next? I took the knife out and I proceeded to slit his throat. Now, do you remember in which direction slit his throat? Left to right.
I'm so
Michael is able
confused.
to recall
I
the details
know,
of the
I
murder
don't.
extremely well, even noting the direction in which he slit his
You
friend's throat.
lost me.
This is significant because it indicates that Michael didn't dissociate at all during the act. Some
So
offenders black
bad.
out while committing a
I'm
particularly
trying.
heinous
Oh, he was fully present.
I'm rereading like over and over. I read it like 3 times before I even responded.
I got every detail I'm about to tell y'all.
Something's your generation. I'm thinking we are close to the same generation.
Like that let me know that right off there. As soon as he got
Your
excited.
generation.
crime due to the extreme stress of the
Do you think
situation.
I am?
Michael, however,
That's
was keenly
crazy.
aware of exactly what he was doing.
Oh, fuck like me. Oh yeah, okay, well I've never heard
This idea
that.
is
So.
especially haunting when you learn exactly what Michael did to his young schoolmate.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Things make sense now, Exodus. I forgot I even said that. Like, wait.
Gut-wrenching to think that Michael,
People can, honest to God, like, make me believe I said shit I didn't say. Honest to God, I've gotten in arguments, and I was like,
Jamie say or do anything?
maybe I said that. Like, I don't think I did, but
After I did that, he asked me not to kill him.
if you say I did,
Okay, I'm not going to if you cooperate. Okay, which was a lie.
most times I'm like, yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Yes.
But I don't remember much, so yeah.
I'm not positively sure, but I'm guessing around the jugular vein, right around here. Okay.
Right in the
Did you
jugular.
stab anywhere else on his body?
I did tell you that.
Basically, the back of the neck, all through the neck. And once in the temple, and I think I sliced it here. And that would be on the left side of his face.
Michael is speaking very matter of fact and openly, likely excited to show the detective how clever he was. This may have overshadowed any thoughts of self-preservation, as he readily admitted to killing Jaime. He may be either unaware of or unconcerned about the legal consequences for his actions. In addition, his young age may have played a role in his readiness to confess. The prefrontal cortex does not fully develop until around the age of 25. Michael may still be feeling amped up and powerful after the murder, and is acting on that emotion which may make him want to brag about what he did, rather than consider the fallout for his confession.
Now, after you did that, what happened? I left. I took my gloves off and I flushed them down the toilet. Okay. Yeah. I left and I went to go clean myself off. People were coming in. And so I left that bathroom and went to the other one downstairs.
Okay, let me stop you here. After you stabbed,
He's talking about me, man. Because I just said.
No,
Yeah.
he was already positioned. He was already positioned where he was found. I put his head under there to stop him from gasping.
Now I'm curious if J-Man did say it.
Okay, now. I'm sorry?
So he would stop making noise.
Okay. Now, how did you know he was dead?
I made sure by taking my knife, the point of my knife, and poking him in the face.
All right.
And I checked his eyes also, and they were motionless.
Okay. Now, when he fell, was he on his front, or was he on his side, or on his back? Do you remember?
He was on his front.
Okay.
Face that a kind of diagonal.
Yes.
There was blood coming from his mouth to the right of the toilet. And I guess there might have been blood in the toilet. And there was blood on the walls.
All right. What did you do with the knife and the jacket?
I put the knife was broken because of the stab wounds, and I couldn't close it back. So I closed it as much as I could, and I put it in my jacket pocket.
Okay.
I proceeded to go to the sink, and I wiped some of the blood off the jacket. Took the jacket off. No, I didn't.
Oh.
When Michael is told to slow down here, he seems to be getting carried away as he's telling a story. Overall, both his affect and tone appear markedly blunted throughout. While his speech speeds up either from anxiety or excitement, there's no major change as he talks about going to get the gloves versus viciously stabbing his friend, or even realizing he's dead.
It was at my request because I said that I needed it for extra credit for my science class. I took the knife out, and I proceeded to slit his throat. I did not take the jacket off at that point. I just waited to get the blood off.
Okay.
I proceeded to go downstairs to the other bathroom on the first floor. I then wiped myself off with all the stuff off my face and the stuff off my jacket. Then I took the jacket off and put it in my book.
Now, you said that you had flushed some gloves down the toilet.
There were two. I flushed 2 gloves.
2 gloves. How many pair of gloves did you have?
I had 2 pair. 4 gloves now.
Where did you keep the other pair of gloves?
Fuck you, dude.
All right. Now, before you gloved up
Crazy.
this morning in the bathroom, did you remove any of
Thanks,
your jewelry?
baby.
I removed my rings because they would have cut through the latex glove.
Okay. Did anything unusual, or did you notice anything unusual when you put your hand in your
I love you. Oh my god. Let's just knock my shit over.
Yes. One of my rings was missing.
Hold on. There.
And which ring was
My shit was
It was
falling.
the ring on my right ring.
Ooh, you even lost a ring.
I went back upstairs to find the ring. There was a witness there saying that someone was in that stall.
The way Michael refers to a witness is an indication that he may have strategically and specifically planned the entire murder, considering the possibility of witnesses
he
being
did,
present
but-
or interfering in some way.
Or he recognized that kid that showed up in the bathroom the first time when he was leaving out. That was back there. So
My fucking cords are pulling.
or whatever. The fact that he identified them, I got so many questions though. For him,
Right. Okay.
I need to know what was he like? Did he watch a lot of horror movies, murder mysteries? Was he just always watching serial killers and studying them? Like what was he doing growing up? Because the way he's able to talk about this with no type of remorse, articulate himself, speak confidently, clearly, and recall this thing to a T, is you don't see this out of adult killers.
He's speaking as if he's a law enforcement official describing or examining this case, rather than the perpetrator describing his own acts.
This kid's fucking wildin'.
What was there?
I'm
I saw my
fried.
ring, picked it up, and then left.
Okay. Had you gone up there and actually checked to see if Jamie was okay?
I'm so confused if his name's Jamie or Jaime, because in this whole video, he's been referred to both, like 5 different times.
ring. Because I value
Fucking Jaime. What kind of name is
It's
that?
very interesting to note how much more Michael's ring.
Oh, this was back in 2004.
This detail speaks volumes about exactly how Michael's mind works. Namely, that he possesses a disturbing disregard for the lives of others.
Do people know that you wear that type of ring? Yes, many people know I wear this type of jewelry. Could someone have identified you because of the lost ring? Yes, they could have identified this ring, definitely. Okay. When you went back upstairs to go back or into the bathroom to look for your ring, who is the individual
At least he's honest.
that told you someone was in
He
the
could be lying to him right now, making him search for the answers.
Had you planned to do this to Jamie? Yes, I did. How long have you had this plan? A little under a week. And is there any specific reason
Down to the day he premeditated it.
Perhaps the most spine-chilling detail of all, Michael likely killed his friend purely for personal satisfaction. Michael, who had just celebrated his 14th birthday the previous day, had absolutely no reason to commit murder that morning. He simply decided that he wanted to. A situation such as this can reasonably be explained by a bout of severe psychosis.
I think they need to look at that computer in that room. They keep showing a picture in it. I just keep looking at that computer in his room in every picture. They need to check that. See what he was looking up. See what he was into. See what he was watching.
They probably
See
did.
something led him to this. And for him to do it the way that he did, have gloves and everything like that.
Probably did.
Yeah. He had been researching this and studying this from somewhere.
However, he doesn't present as a person who has psychosis based on his behavior during the interrogation. Michael seems to be thinking clearly and logically. There are no indications that he is responding to internal stimuli, such as voices in his head or unseen figures. There's no evidence of paranoia or delusions. Therefore, there is no evidence of a thought disorder. Michael's heightened intelligence and composure, as well as his blatant lack of remorse, are reminiscent of someone with antisocial personality disorder. However, an ASPD diagnosis cannot be given to anyone under 18. We cannot conclude that Michael has ASPD or psychopathy, the term often used to describe the most severe type of antisocial personality. Not only because we don't have enough information about Michael's symptoms and history, but also because Michael is only 14 years old.
Look at there. Stephen King. Like, look at Cruel and Unusual. Patricia Cornwell, post-mortem. Like, here it is, right here, right in front of your face.
Bro had a fascination with death.
Yeah. This is where you need to start at. This is where he honed his skills or learned what he figured out what he was going to do.
Been too young to be given such a diagnosis. At most, Michael's behaviors align with a diagnosis of conduct disorder, particularly since he has a history of taunting and physically assaulting peers, which you'll hear more about later. However, if we suspend the fact that he cannot be diagnosed, his matter-of-fact demeanor could be due to the presence of psychopathy, as he has a lack of reciprocal emotion. A psychopath can be asked about a person they murdered and show no emotional response or reaction when they are shown pictures of the person or when they are told that the person likely suffered. In other words, they don't respond with an emotion that matches the circumstance.
Why did you choose Jamie, your friend? He was the easiest out of anybody because he would have followed me because we're such good friends. And I knew he would have followed me in there and done what I would have said. Okay. Now, I asked you about an individual named Andre.
My stomach is
You know what
being weird.
How old is
Wow, it says there's one person here.
What grade is Andre? He's in 8th grade.
Insane.
Is he a friend of yours? Yes, he is. Is he in any of your classes? No, he's not. How long have you known Andre? I have known him since about 4th or 5th grade. And I know you told me earlier that usually you and Andre and Jamie hang out. Yes. At the fence, correct. attention to yesterday, Monday, your birthday. Did there come a time when you approached Andre with the same type of ruse? Yeah, yes, there was. Me, Andre, Jamie, and myself were in the bathroom. Which bathroom? We were in the other bathroom than where the victim was found today.
Referring to Jaime as the victim,
Jaime.
evidence of how detached
See,
Michael feels from someone who was
I'm,
supposedly his friend.
it makes me
He may
mad.
be unable to or have difficulties with forming real emotional attachments to other people. This phrasing could be another indication of psychopathy, as it shows Michael has a lack of prosocial emotions. Empathy and emotional attachment are considered prosocial emotions, which are things psychopaths struggle with feeling. This is why they often present as emotionally detached, distant, and indifferent, because they're apathetic to society and to people and situations in general. The fact that psychopaths are emotionally detached helps them to stay calm in situations that would cause the average person to feel afraid or nervous, such as in an interrogation or the act of committing murder.
What were your intentions yesterday? My intentions yesterday were to kill Andre. The same way that I killed Jamie today, except for the fact that I was going to stab him in the back and stab here, and that would have been it. Who was this you were going to do it to? I was going to do this to Andre.
Michael seems almost enthusiastic.
Wait, what? Yo, he was going on a killing spree. A spree. Like, oh
Damn,
my God,
this kid.
bro. How many of y'all got kids? And how many of y'all kids got best friends? And how often do you look at some of their best friends and be like, you know what? And then how many do you not look at and say that kid would never? I want to rethink that thought.
About the opportunity to disclose every meticulously planned detail of how he was going to kill both of his friends. The animated way in which he illustrates his master plan to the detective indicates that he's relishing the opportunity to divulge his wicked scheme, and even enjoying the attention he's receiving.
Wow.
Whatever his motivation, Michael seems extremely invested in this experience of being involved in a real criminal proceeding.
What's up, young
These
wolf
are several
watcher?
more signs of possible antisocial personality disorder. From a legal perspective, his intention to cruelly execute multiple people
You don't have
may
to
be used as
spam. I said,
evidence that
what's
Michael
up?
is essentially a serial killer in the making. The prosecution could argue that a life sentence is necessary in order to protect potential victims of a future serial killer.
Okay, young wolf.
That you had a belt and you were going to strangle someone. Yes, I was going to strangle him first, and then after he was dead, I was going to make sure by stabbing him. Okay, and this was Andre. This was Andre. Now, did you lure him into the bathroom yesterday? Into the bathroom, yes, not the stall. Okay, and how did you accomplish that? The bathroom? Yes. We were late to class. I told them both that we were going to be late to class. And so we snuck upstairs after the late go-out room. We got to the bathroom, and I was trying to convince Andre to go into the stall. Okay. And how were you going to do that? I told him that I had something to show him. Okay. Yes. And what was his response to that? His response, he didn't want to do it, so he said no. He's like, why can't Jamie go first? My response then was that he's gonna go next. Okay. Now, did Jamie agree? Did Jamie say, I'll come in, I'll look? Yes, he did. Okay. And what did you say at that? I said no, he's gonna go first. Okay. And any particular reason why? I wanted to get Andre killed first before I got Jamie. All right. Now, when that did not happen yesterday, what did you end up telling Andre and Jamie?
Michael is taking up a lot of space on the table with his arms and hands. This could be indicative of confidence and feeling in control of the conversation, or at the very least, feeling at an equal level as the detective.
I said, all right, and I said, can you guys cooperate tomorrow? They're like, yeah, okay, we'll cooperate tomorrow. All right.
Michael's word choice here says a lot about his relationship with his friends at school.
Wow.
When Andre refuses to go into the stall with him the day prior, Michael asks his friends
And he
if,
just
in
keeps
his own words,
spamming.
they'll cooperate with him the next day instead, to which they both agree. The way he speaks to his friends indicates that Michael was likely the authority figure in his friend group, and that his friends regularly felt like they had to obey him. That might explain why he thought he could easily lure them both to a horrific fate. Sadly, Michael was right about Jaime, but clearly underestimated Andre.
Today, before this happened to Jane, what were your intentions going to be if Andre should have shown up? I would have talked him into coming to the bathroom with me, coming into the stall. Then I would have proceeded to slit his throat and stab him continuously until he died in the neck area. Yes. And then I would have left him there. Yes. And gone back downstairs and talked Jamie into coming upstairs. Lured him into the other bathroom.
What the fuck?
Slit his throat and stabbed him in the neck. Okay. Now, Mike, where did you get this knife from? I have a knife collection. I've been collecting knives, and as I said, my dad has a store, and so I asked him for some knives. This was before I was gonna do this. Yes. And I asked him for some knives. He's like, all right, you can take them, because I wanted to not switch blade, but like a knife that could come out. I think they call them gravity knives.
Michael had exhibited several warning signs of concerning behavior prior to the murder, most of which detectives won't discover until they speak with more of Michael's schoolmates over the next few days. Students reported that Michael demonstrated an intense...
Look at his eyes, y'all. Look at his eyes. It seems like nothing's behind his eyes. No soul, no nothing, no human being.
Yeah.
Almost. Look at him. It's just nothingness. Like Michael Myers is pretty much almost.
Interest in all things gore and death. Even the screensaver on his computer at school featured a scary creature covered in blood, which had caught the attention of other classmates. Michael also had a history of teasing and physically assaulting his peers. He'd been reprimanded in the past for mocking and hitting a couple of female classmates. He was also known to poke and chase other kids with a screwdriver that he kept in his backpack.
Let me ask you this. Is there any particular reason why you did this to Jamie? No, there's not. Did he offend you in any way? No, he did not. Did he harm you in any way? No, he did not. Mike, you know the difference between right and wrong, correct? Yes, I do. Do you think what you did is right or wrong? No, I don't. Well, what don't you think? I think it is neither right, but I don't think it was wrong. Do you know what you did is wrong? Yes, I do. Okay.
The fact that Michael is saying that he doesn't think what he did was right or wrong shows us that he must have come up with his own explanation or justification for what he did. Had the detective probed further, we may have gotten more information about why Michael believes that killing Jaime wasn't necessarily wrong. This could have possibly revealed some delusional thinking. Michael said himself that Jaime didn't do anything to him, so for Michael to believe that what he did wasn't wrong means that he likely has some type of unconventional belief about taking someone else's life.
Is this the first time that you have been involved in something like this, Michael? Yes, it is. Are you sorry that this happened today? No, I'm not.
Oh.
And this was an unprovoked attack on Jamie? Yes, it was. Okay. Sir, has everything you told me been true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Yes, it has. Have I forced you to give this statement, sir? You have not. Have I treated you gentlemanly? Mm-hmm. Yes, you have. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. Okay.
Following his interrogation, Michael was transported to the Juvenile Assessment Center. Michael stood trial 4 years later, pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. At his trial, a particularly startling piece...
Knew they were gonna try to go that route. There's no way. If a judge says he's insane, I'm done with the system, bro. I've been done with the system already, but that's the icing on the cake, fam. No way you can clear, based off of this interrogation, tell me he's insane. He's more sane than a lot of people you know because of how he articulated and spoke and detailed everything to the T. And he went so far as to say what else he was planning to do to the other kid. He spared nothing. Laid it out all on the line. And y'all talking about no. He's saying, no, don't try to put, no, you got to lock him up. You got to lock him up forever. Because I don't ever see him changing.
A piece of evidence was brought forth, a notebook of Michael's that contained information about famous serial killers, a list of people he planned to kill, including his older sister, and a mission statement that declared his need to cleanse the planet by murdering people. Needless to say, the jury took no pity on him. On September 24th, 2008, Michael Hernandez was found guilty of the first-degree murder of Jaime Goff and the attempted first-degree murder of Andre Martin. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 30 years for the attempted murder charge. 8 years later, in an unforeseen turn of events, a Supreme Court ruling made it unlawful to automatically sentence a minor to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Michael appealed and was retried in 2016. He was again sentenced to life in prison and returned to the Columbia Correctional Institute to serve the remainder of his sentence. However, Michael wouldn't remain in prison very long. On April 29th, 2021, Michael suddenly collapsed and shortly thereafter was pronounced dead. His cause of death was noted as cardiac dysrhythmia. A total of 13
He died of morbid
years in
obesity.
prison.
Jeez. Talk about a roller coaster. I'm again,
as fuck.
I'm going to show this to my kids, bro. Because you just don't know. They think their friends are their friends, but you never know what their friends are planning. Never. You got to talk to your kids. Don't be going up to the bathroom stall. Pay attention to your friend. She say you want to show you something, you back away from them. No. Like, how do you prevent this? How do you stop this? This Joker here was demented. The likes of something we ain't never seen.
What the
Never.
fuck?
I figured they was gonna give him life. You had no choice. You couldn't trust him even remotely being possibly let back out on the street. Listen, man. Y'all be safe though.
Interesting. Anyways, guys, what's up? Hi, I don't know what that means. That's weird. Do I have any mods in here at all? Any mods? Yeah, no. The fuck? Some of this shit I'm looking at is so fucking weird. Just on YouTube. Ooh. I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna restart. I'll be right back on, okay? Bye.